Welcome to another episode on Sports Takeoff. Today I got something that might be a little interesting. We're going to go over the difference between the 2-in-1 carbon and the 2-in-1 poly shoulder pads. I get a lot of questions about, what is the difference between the two? Which one do I prefer? So I'm going to try to, give you enough information to make that decision by yourself. But before we go ahead and get started, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button. That helps us with the algorithm. And make sure you go ahead and share this video with a friend. All right, so now that we went over the basics, let's get right into it. So if you don't know much about the 2-in-1 shoulder pads, they're essentially the Carbontek shoulder pad. Russell got rid of their team sports department, and in turn, this company bought the rights to be able to recreate these pads and just rebrand it under a new name, which is 2-in-1 shoulder pads. You can find more information on 2in1shoulderpads.com. But if you don't know much about the shoulder pads and you want to see some of the beginner videos, I'll leave those in the description. Maybe a link here as well, or here. But either way, first thing we're going to talk about is the carbon shell. I'm going to give you just an up-close view of this is the shell. If you don't know, the way these pads work, you put the vest on, you put the shell on after it, and you have your 2-in-1 shoulder pads. But here we have the carbon version. Just give you a quick look of that. Second is the poly shell, and here's the poly shell. Do a quick look. Both of these work exactly the same way. You put the vest on first, and you put the shell on over the top. So, one of the immediate differences that I can feel immediately is that this carbon shell is lighter for sure. While this is not heavy, this is very light. And then you can also tell is the flexibility. Look at how flexible this pair is versus this pair. This pair, the poly shoulder pads, is made out of this same material as your typical shoulder pads. The biggest difference is with the vest, it gives you that tight to body feel. But with the carbon version, it's made out of carbon fiber. So this material is a lot lighter and it protects a lot more. One thing they definitely did is with the older pads, with the Carbontek version, those pads used to crack a lot. So they've worked and put a lot of money and technology into these pairs where you don't really get crackage out of them. They also come with the warranty in case they do crack for some reason. You automatically get a free pair with those. So let's take a look. Okay, biggest differences. We already talked about the weight. The carbon version is essentially lighter. The carbon version is also a little more flexible. Another difference that they have on them is the strap. This one comes a more army grade technology strap where you just slide it right in, adjust it how you need. And the poly version comes with more of your typical shoulder pad strap. Just put it in and pull it to whichever loop that you need it to. When it comes to protection, as you know, you're gonna get a little bit more protection out of these. If you can feel that difference, I can't say that you can feel it, but it just in the technology of carbon versus poly, there is that difference. So if you're trying to compare, which pair is the best, in my opinion, obviously this one is the best, but that comes with a price tag. A $750 pair of shoulder pads might not be affordable for everyone, which is why they came out with this poly version that gives you that same tight to feel, but at a cheaper price point. These come in at around $350, I think, somewhere around $350, whereas these come in at around $750. But here again are the shells of both. This is the poly shell, and this is the carbon shell. Another key difference is the back plates. This one, you can pretty much wear any back plate with it. It has the holes here where you put your back plate in, just screw them in however you normally do. But this one, it doesn't. It doesn't have those holes in it because don't want it to do any damage to the carbon fiber. But however, they do create a back plate that you can wear with these, and they come with little straps on the back. Instead of the 2 screws, they come with straps. And what you end up doing is sliding this strap between the straps on there, it's little hoops, and then your backpack fits normally on there. I'll make a video for that as well, showing how the attachment works with the carbon pads, as I know some people has asked me about that as well. Other than that, just as a quick look, those are the main differences. So remember, main differences between the two. You have the weight of the two, which when they're on your body, I don't know if you really feel them, but if you're a person who want the lightest version, this is for sure the lightest version. This pair is also a lot more flexible. For example, let's just say if I put this one on, it fits to my body as well, and it clamps down, but it doesn't have as much flexibility as the carbon ones would, because they actually can, when you tighten them, they can actually mold to your body because they're a lot more flexible. Now watch as I put the carbon version on. Give me a second. As I put this carbon version on, right now I can actually feel a difference. But these, a little bit more molded to me, like, if your chest comes out here, wherever they're gonna kind of mold a little bit more than the poly version would. The next thing is, the back plates. With the poly version, you have the ability to, add any back plate that you would like to wear with it. If you have any more questions, make sure you leave them in the description, leave a comment. Also, if you have either one of these pads, I know some people have bought both pairs. If you have a preference on one, write that in the description, write that in the comment section so people can see. People, might think, okay, if this one is a lot cheaper, maybe it's not a big difference between the two when you have them on your body. So, any comments that you can leave for those who have worn them, that would definitely help out other people who, trying to make a decision on which pair to buy. I'll also leave you 2 links where you can find these shoulder pads, and always feel free to, send me a message. A lot of people sent me a message on Instagram asking about them. So my Instagram will be in the description, also right here. Yeah, but either way, thanks for watching another video. Here we go, Carbon 2-in-1 shoulder pads. Peace.